Game week 34. Welcome back to my channel, guys. This is the week if Liverpool able to get a point from Tottenham, they're gonna wrap up the English Premier League. So this week is gonna be a really interesting week, a big week for another team who's trying to cement their spot in Europe for next season. So without wasting any time, I'm gonna go into my prediction. But before I start my prediction, I'm asking you to please remember to like, subscribe, and share, and leave a comment at the end of the video. So my first game is gonna be Chelsea versus Everton. This game is more important for Chelsea because they're trying to cement their spot for Champions League next season. Since the beginning of the year, Chelsea is yet to lose a game at Stamford Bridge in the English Premier League, and Everton with their new coach David Moyes, I think it's gonna be a really tough game. But this, regardless, with the home advantage, I'm gonna give Chelsea a 2-1 win over Everton. So my next game is gonna be Newcastle versus Ipswich. If Ipswich drop points in this game, they're gonna get relegated. So I think they're gonna leave everything on the line. But Newcastle is playing really well. In their last 5 games in the EPL, they win all 5. So I'm gonna give Newcastle a 3-1 win over Ipswich. So my next game is gonna be Southampton versus Fulham. Unfortunately, Fulham in their last game, Chelsea clinched a 2-1 win over them at the end. But in order to qualify for the Europa Conference League, Fulham have to win this game. Southampton is already get relegated, so I think Fulham is gonna be the favorite in this game. So I'm gonna give Fulham a 3-0 win over Southampton. My next game is gonna be Wolves versus Leicester City. Leicester City, season's already over. They already get relegated. Wolves is on a 6-game unbeaten run in the EPL. They're playing really good football in the latter part of the English Premier League. So I think they basically is the favorite in going to this game. So I'm gonna give Wolves a 2-1 win over Leicester City. My next game is gonna be Brighton versus West Ham. West Ham really have a poor season. Both teams is having a poor run over their last 6 games in the English Premier League. Both teams concede over 50 goals in the English Premier League. So I think this game is gonna be a really entertaining game with a lot of goals. So I'm gonna edge this game in favor of Brighton with a 3-2 win over West Ham. So my next game is gonna be Bournemouth versus Manchester United. With Manchester United with eyes on the semi-final versus Athletic Bilbao. Bournemouth is really inconsistent in the latter part of this season. I think some goals gonna be in this game, but basically I'm gonna sit on the fence with this game because both team is really unpredictable. So I'm gonna have this game with a 2-2 draw. So my next game is gonna be Liverpool versus Tottenham Hotspur. This game gonna be loud on Sunday. Liverpool is just 1 point away from winning the English Premier League, and what a way to clinch the title at home. And Tottenham is still in Europe. Have a semi-final game on Thursday, so they're gonna be able to rest players. Regardless of resting players for this game, I still think Liverpool is gonna be the favorite. With the home advantage and having the chance of clinching the English Premier League, I'm gonna give Liverpool a 4-1 win over Tottenham Hotspurs. So over this weekend, we got 2 games in the FA Cup. The FA Cup semi-final, we got Crystal Palace versus Aston Villa and Nottingham Forest versus Man City. So the first game is gonna be Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace. Since January, I think Aston Villa is playing one of the best or one of the most attractive football in Europe, or most definitely in England. They get some good pieces to their team, and I think Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace, Aston Villa is a favorite in this FA Cup semi-final, and I'm gonna give Aston Villa a 3-1 win over Crystal Palace. Man City versus Nottingham Forest. Man City in their last 5 games is undefeated and playing really good football. The last time Man City lose any game in any competition is when Nottingham Forest clinched them in a last-minute win in the English Premier League, 1-0. But regardless, in order to have a chance to win any title this season, I think Man City have to beat Nottingham Forest to advance to the FA Cup semi-final. So I have Man City as a favourite in this game. So I'm going to give Man City a 2-1 win over Nottingham Forest. So if you make it this far in the video, as I always do, please go ahead and like, share, subscribe, and give me your prediction for the English Premier League games and the FA Cup games. Please, thank you. I'm out.